actually it's an update. We've got an update to an old product number 2025. It's a 3-button mouse, little scroll wheel. Our vendor discontinued it, but since we're doing more projects with USB mice, we found another vendor. It's back in stock. If you need a simple, low-cost USB mouse, that works really great. We're doing some projects with CircuitPython and USB mice, so we wanted a known working example. You also have a new product from Raspberry Pi. This is their branded PoE Injector. So what does this mean? If you have, so if you're using a Raspberry Pi with a PoE hat, as shown here, and you have a PoE switch that provides PoE power, like that 48 volts, you can just plug in that Raspberry Pi, it'll get power to Ethernet over PoE. Wonderful. But what if you don't have a PoE switch? Like maybe you can't control what Ethernet because you're like a school or a business and your Ethernet jack isn't PoE, but you still want to use PoE. This will inject power in. So you power it with the with the wall adapter power thingy on the top there. It's an IEC cable, which you have a billion of. Ethernet in, and then it'll give you Ethernet plus PoE out. So it's basically like just injects the power part of PoE. And it's like to the standard, like the 802 something AF standard. I don't remember the number. It's in the product page. It'll work really great, and it's Raspberry Pi quality. So yeah, just don't forget to bring your power cord and your Ethernet cables. Next up, we have from Pimoroni. We've been adding a bunch of their products. This is their Plasma RP2350 board with Wi-Fi. So Plasma 2350W. This has an RP2350 board. It's kind of looks a little bit like a feather. It's got all these like breakouts, and it's got terminal blocks that you can connect neopixels or dot stars to. So you get power, ground, data, and clock. You give it power over USB, so it can get like up to 3 amps of power from your standard wall adapter. And on top of the board, you've got your RP2350. I think it's got like 4 or 8 megabytes of flash. And it's also got this module, which you're like, what is that? Wi-Fi, Bluetooth modules. That's the RM2, which is the same thing that's on the Pico W. So it's like the kind of the built-in, well-supported, known Wi-Fi, Bluetooth Low Energy module. So it'll work really great with MicroPython or Pico SDK. So this is great for making Wi-Fi or Bluetooth network-connected light projects that you just plug into USB. Very simple, and it just works out of the box.
Okay, next up.
Next up, we've got, it's their e-paper. What's it called again? Inky frame. Right. So this is the Inky frame. This is like a 640 by 480, 7.3-inch diagonal, 8-color e-ink e-paper display using like the ECPD, I think. I don't remember the name, but it's like an official e-ink display that has multiple colors. It has a Pico 2W pre-soldered on, so it's great for getting like internet-connected images, graphics, displaying, weather data, your calendar. You can run it with MicroPython or CircuitPython. They've got like drivers and examples and code for it. It's got like a little hang-up hook and some breakouts and a micro SD card. So think of this as like a mag tag, but like really big and very colorful. Just one thing to note, the colors are beautiful, but they take like 30 seconds to refresh. So this isn't, if you're trying to run this off a battery, just be aware that it needs 30 seconds for it to like get all those colors through the electrical fields necessary to make them display. And the colors are not the full rainbow. So there's red, orange, yellow, and then there's like green and purple and light blue. It's like you don't get every color in the rainbow, so you do have to process the images ahead of time to get them into the right color space. But other than that, it's it's a great way to play with full color or multicolor e-ink e-paper displays.
Alrighty, next up.
Okay, we've also been doing a couple of w.FL versions of all of our feather boards as by request. This is the ESP32-S3 Reverse TFT board, which is a popular one. So it's the TFT on one side with some buttons. On the other side, it has the radio module, the battery, the USB, the reset button, stomach QT connector. This time with w.FL connector. We show it here. You would use it with an external antenna. The antenna doesn't come with it. You need to get an antenna adapter or something. And it's also not UFL, it's w.FL. different. Like every couple of weeks, we get somebody who's like, I tried plugging in my UFL and it doesn't fit. It's not UFL, it's w.FL, slightly different. Other than that, though, it's, if you want to use the ESP32-S3 TFT board, but you want the antenna to be stronger or elsewhere because you have it in an enclosure, then this board is a drop-in replacement.
All right, and next up, star besides you, lady, our community, our customers, and our entire Adafruit team is...
Coming soon, probably be in stock later this week, is the TLV320DAC3100. I've been working on this board for a couple of weeks. I'm glad to get it out. It's an I2S DAC, so you give it I2S digital data in, and it will give you either stereo headphone output, and you can actually connect headphones to it. It's not line out, it's actually headphone out. It can drive 16 ohm, 32 ohm, etc. headphones. And it also has a Class D amplifier. It can drive 4 ohm or 8 ohm mono speaker. There's a couple trade-offs. The other I2S DACs that we have not required I2C configuration because you could just basically give them I2S data and they'd give you line out. This is complicated enough because it's got the headphone or the speaker. There's different volume control. There's PLLs that you might want to set up. And so you do have to have I2C in order to use this, and you have to run a driver. It just doesn't just magically work. However, you don't need M clock. You can have it run the PLL off the B clock pin. Another thing is it can do cool things like detect when the headphone is plugged in or removed. There's an IRQ line. There's a reset pin. Again, there's lots of gain stages. You can set the volume digitally at different stages from the headphone to the speaker, and you can turn on and off the speaker or the headphone individually as desired. So it's a very powerful all-in-one I2S DAC. As long as you're okay with having that, like I said, you have the I2C driver, you can do quite a lot with it. It's a very powerful all-in-one, no extra amplifier required DAC at a very good price.
That's new products.
That's new products. New.